But the point is, I'm saying that about the crematoriums because of the fact that listen, if you have...
I'm sorry, go ahead. But I want to ask...
No, so it went from 15 cities to now a new city, so it's a total of 16 cities, and originally it was only 25 million people, although as the numbers really start to come out, they're saying, no, man, it's a total of, it's a total of a little over 700 million people. So, again, a third of their population, almost a third of their population, to the point where what we're not understanding is that now they're posting articles about looking for migrant workers to come in and work the factories. And I'm thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, how bad is this situation if the actual technically trained, skilled people can't even come in and do the jobs anymore? But more importantly, if the virus is... So if I had to guess, let's just do some quick math. 700 million people, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, you got 700 million people. Let's say maybe only 10% of them are actually infected, right? Okay, so only 10%, because we both know that 76,000 number that they put out is totally fake. It's totally fake. But so let's say you got 700 million people quarantined. All right, 700 million people. Well, what if there's only about 10% of those people? Okay, so 10% of those people. So 10% of those people are 10% of those people actually have the virus, right? So that's about 70 million people. So if it's 70 million people, right? If it's 70 million people that actually have the virus, and that would still put you in a situation where even if 70 million people have the virus, and you're telling me originally the numbers they were posting was an 11% lethality rating, right? So if it's an 11% lethality rating, all right. So now that it's an 11% lethality rating, what are we looking at? What we're looking at is this. If it's an 11% lethality rating, that means you've got just maybe 8 million dead people. Now, let's say that it's only... let's take a step back, right? Let's take a step back. So what if it's not? What if it's only 10% of 70 million? Okay, 7 million people. All right, what's 11% of that? And then keep in mind now, I keep saying 11%, but then they tried to turn around and say that it was actually only a lethality rating of 2.7, and that's still not good either. That's a dangerous number too. However, granted, the flu kills more people a year, but the problem is that once you get the flu, you don't have to worry about it again for maybe another 2 years, whether you get the shot or not, and you can still take normal health precautions and avoid it. Whereas with this, now they just came out, they released it in the Morning China Post, which is pretty much an independent paper, probably run by people from Hong Kong or, definitely Chinese expats who don't like the government there. They just recently came out and posted an article saying, hey, listen, did you know that even though you have been cured of, the China virus, you know what I mean? The China virus or the coronavirus, right? You can still infect other people.
So
you're still contagious.
I'm trying to. I guess when
I'm sorry, but I posted those numbers just to say. I made the statement about those numbers so that even when you get to 70 million and you say it's got, so let's just say it's maybe only 10% of that, you still end up with 7 million people. And if you end up in a situation where you have a situation where now you're just looking at 7 million people and the lethality of 7 million.
And I presume these are conservative figures because I also, I'm sure.
Far more gross than, I'm sorry, I'm not going to interrupt you. Please go ahead.
Well, I'm concerned because I'm wondering, how lethal it is and how quickly it's spreading and, where it's spreading to. And so I've been kind of tracking it somewhat. But the thing is I have to laugh because otherwise I'm going to cry. It's just devastating, and I can't even. We're talking like It's just devastating to me. We talk.
I mean, yeah, we got to eat it. We're. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, we're talking about human lives, and we're tracking the numbers. I understand, but these are people, and I know we're not getting, and this information isn't exactly getting out, and I understand they don't want people to panic. However, we do need to be proactive, and people need to be boosting their immune systems right now. I also want to talk about that a little bit, and implementing, quarantine and proactive measures for sanitization and things of that nature as well. So I don't want to just focus on this, but it's really upsetting. But but the thing is I'm not just trying to focus on that. I'm not just trying to focus on. I want to be proactive. I don't want people to just get
for sure. So. So moving into that, which is definitely that, is that that's what China's doing, but now they're coming out and saying that this goes back. This is where we're at with the third situation. Is that now all of your social media is basically they're putting the little who tag there to just kind of like keep you there. But now when you're dealing with Twitter, there's a little.
Excuse me, I just have to use the restroom really quick, but you keep going.
So now what's happening with Twitter is that they're releasing all of their new, them and Facebook too, but they're releasing all of their new community guidelines, and they're rolling out censorship. They're rolling out a new version of censorship, and this new version of censorship basically functions like this, where you would normally see a tweet. What they're doing now is that they're now remember, when I say they're rolling out this new form of censorship, it's not just censorship, it's self-censorship, meaning that if you see someone post something, doesn't matter if it's true or fake, if they deem it something that's going against their particular narrative agenda and the memetics of what they want, it's now going all your posts, if it has any sort of words in it or any links or anything or a video that they've that they recognize as a threat or counter or contrary to what they want you to think, right? Not know, think. Then what happens is that it appears in an orange bubble with a little blocked bracket, sort of patch, if you will, with a wording on it that says this might be, misleading or something like that. You might find it offensive. If you don't want to look at it, please look past it. So now they're trying to do what they call the engagement fall off. So they're deliberately putting a misleading statement right there to make you think that you're being lied to, but it's also something that they're putting there so that they get the drop off. So if you're like, oh, so-and-so said it was in the one article, and when I went there, I saw the little tag, because people want to self-censor because they don't want to know. They don't want the responsibility that comes with being proactive. So when they see that, they're going to go, oh, I saw the little block. It was garbage. I didn't even read it. And then they're just going to go right back to what they were doing, which was checking their navel for lint, right? And digging up their nose for gold and scrubbing the wax out of their ears to make candles. And that's pretty much what they'll go back to doing. But more importantly, it's designed as a mimetic to just be like, oh, I saw that. That's fake. They don't even want to read it now because now they're telling them it's fake. And this is my whole thing about Snopes, which is Snopes does not present any facts. Snopes cannot present any facts that will disprove. Like, here's something I'm worried about. Whenever I look at the Snopes article and someone says Snopes said it was true, I'm like, that's damn. I mean, we all know George. At the moment you realize George Soros owns anything, you should be very aware of the fact that you're being lied to. But that's another subject. So now that's what they're doing with that. So Google is doing it a little bit softer by shadow banning and things like that, and deleting videos or breaking links or saying, hey, this is unmonetizable. They've got all these new little methods, but the one that who is that? The one that Twitter is using is the one that's going to have the orange blocks on it, where if the president posts something, for example, or someone who's on video doing something that can prove them innocent, they'll still put that block on there just to dissuade you, so that you'll act as a parroter and just repeat, "Oh no, I saw the orange block. It's not real. I don't care about it." So that they're like, it makes it more difficult because they're aware of the fact that more people are using Twitter than ever before, only because of the president. You know what I mean? Twitter didn't make money until Donald Trump started tweeting on it. Everybody. No, Donald Trump literally has kept these things alive by allowing them to post, fake information. But now they're dying off, whereas social media still has the engagement for marketing, and that's the only reason why they're alive. Because it's free, unlike these other places that are charging a subscription fee for garbage. No one wants to pay you money to lie to them, but the point is, that's what they're doing. But here's what you have to understand about that, though, is that what they're really doing,
I'm sorry.
Is that, no, it's cool. No, it's fine. What these companies are really doing is they're showing you who's paying them to lie to you about what. So you have the advertisers who are all in bed with China, and then you have all these social media companies who've been promised and paid money by China to basically lie to you. So now they're literally acting as a clandestine organization, hiding in plain sight, to basically mislead you to your own detriment, to lethality, in the sense that now they're trying to censor people presenting information related to the China virus. Okay?
I think it was NBC News that posted an article about Twitter is testing new ways to fight misinformation.
They sure did.
Including a community based on a point of systems.
Yep, very communist. Very, not even communist. Very. What's the word I'm looking for? Very. I can't even remember the term I want to use. The term is
13th, 2020, and it's just ironic, that we.
Yeah, they're trying to roll it out. But here's the problem: is that once people start to see how completely, here's the thing: is that the last boat to deliver goods and services from China to America, because it takes like 3 months for those things to get here. The last shipping boat gets here April 5th, I think. Gets here in April. And begin first week of April. And once that boat leaves, or once that boat gets here and drops that stuff off, that's it. That's it, unless they can get back to work and start making us more stuff, which will still take another 7 months. So, excuse me. So you would literally not see anything from China in America or these other countries until January of next year. I'm sorry, either December or January of next year. But the odd part is that here, I'll read this article just as a side note, but I'll get back to what we're talking about. Twitter is testing new ways to fight misinformation, including a community-based point system. So that sounds like the Chinese 10 cent army, where you make 10 cents every time you post or repost or block or troll anyone who says anything negative about the communist rape party in China, the mob in China, right? The triad. And this article was written by Ben Collins. It was on February 21st. That would be today, 1:36 a.m. It says Twitter is experimenting by adding brightly colored labels directly beneath lies and misinformation, posted by politicians. They're talking about attacking Donald Trump and anybody.
I think I'm reading the same article. It's in NBC News by Ben Collins.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And it says leaked demo for new features sent by NBC. Twitter